Hello, welcome to Joy News Desk with Mami Nyamiche Thompson. Coming up, latest Global Info Analytics Survey tips former Vice President Dr. Bawumia to win opposition New Patriotic Party's Flagbearer elections. We'll hear from other camps on our desk. Also, Health Minister raises alarm over rising medical negligence cases as the Ghana registered nurses double down on their demands for the arrest of Ralsing Williams, the man alleged to have assaulted Ines.
So any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate.
Now, details as committee investigating the case gets ready to present its report to Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Kando later today. Also coming up, former Deputy Attorney General Alfred Tuayeboah bemoans economic and organized crime officers' growing reliance on bail with justification during investigations. With more, as dancehall artist Shata Wale says he is safe and sound after securing his release from Yoko custody.
Dawn is safe and I'm home now, and I just want to say a big thank you for supporting me.
These plus business updates on our desk, don't go away. And in our first story, a new survey by Global Info Analytics shows former Vice President of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Dr. Bawumia, is still in prime position to retain his seat as flag bearer of the NPP. He leads the pack with 52% of votes per the delegates polled. Other aspects of the polls indicate that John Boadu could be the NPP's chairman, while General Secretary Justin Kodia can maintain his slot. How are the other camps responding to this? And let's speak to some of them. We start with Dr. Dixon Adomako Kisi. He's in the camp of Dr. Brian Echampong and he's currently on Zoom with us. We're grateful for your time, sir, on our desk. Kindly unmute and speak to us.
Yeah. Good morning, and thanks for inviting me for this discussion. Let me encourage many more people to enjoy your good service as media and what you do for the state.
Right.
Yes, I've looked at the report, which you just spoke about, and invariably politics and polls are very important, I must admit. However, looking at many of the polls we got leading up to the 2020 for elections, we all, as it is, a bit of skepticism. But you know, be it as it may, I must admit that over the past few years, I've been providing things that are very reflective.
We seem to be losing you. Could you reposition yourself so we can hear you better?
But as it stands, politics is a... Okay, can you hear me now?
Much better. I hope we can maintain this, yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, much better.
Okay. So what okay. So I was admitting to two things, that polls are very important. And then we also need to be skeptical based on the polls we got as a party leading into the 2024 elections, where we thought we were in the lead. As rumor has it, comfortable lead. But let me also say that Musa Dankwa's past performance are no guarantee for the future in terms of polls. And let me also say that politics is so dynamic, happened leading up to January. And as it stands now, clearly, we've not been allowed to even start campaigning as the General Secretary has put out a fiat. So I think that this will serve as a baseline until we actually start engaging constituencies. And then we can, as it is, really look at this poll. And I'll be very happy to see where things are maybe around November, when I'm certain we would have had a chance to visit the 276 constituencies.
Well, but Dr. Adomah-Kokisi, do you believe that these figures reflect the reality on the ground, or you disagree?
I disagree because even within the party, if you look actual elections that went on, the sentiments, temperaments of the people did not give Dr. Bawumia this kind of number. If you look at what Ken got in the last election and what he is saying now, and many people now, what is even scary is that the leverage Dr. Bawumia had in terms of the state supporting him and the leverage he had with the party machinery is reduced at this point in time. So what would have been more true would have been a drop to some extent, because just by looking at my own anecdotal experience of the people who have left, Dr. Bawumia's, campaign, the likes of even Kwabena Ejipong, and I'm just, stating a few. These are colossal figures who leave with a crowd. This does not make it so reflective then.
Well, don't you think that this should serve as a pointer to what you can do to improve the numbers or, the popularity of Brian Achampong in your camp?
Well, as I said, this will serve somewhat as a baseline because we've not been allowed to even start our visitations in the various constituencies. And we're looking at 276. So I think that a true measure will be after we've been allowed to make visitation to the 276 constituencies. And then you can then, as it is, make, a statement whether popularity is good or bad, or if people have had a chance. Because as it stands now, in all truthfulness, we've not had a chance to engage the constituents based on the General Secretary's fiat,
right,
where he says that we can only start after
the Akwatia by-election.
The Akwatia election were to draw our program constituencies. And I think that when they've had a chance to meet Dr. Brian Achampong, or even, let me say, Ken again, or the other constituents, the other aspirants, then it will be a very good time to, as it is, because this is a before the whistle assessment, where we've not had a chance to even get on the field, So we're very hopeful that the tides will change, and our message is quite straightforward. That there are brutal fights, and we need a strategic candidate who can win us power, not just flagbearership. So I must also admit that Ghanaians in general, those with entrenched positions within parties are there. So we need a candidate that the general floaters will be more likely to vote for, so that we can win the 2028 elections. And I think that we are presenting to Ghanaians a new, fresh candidate who has the ability to get resources for winning the election.
Right.
And I've also been saying that we are in a situation where we need a candidate that can help us redeem most of our seats. And for me, that is so critical in all of this.
All right. All right. So joining us too is Yao Opoku-Mensah, and he's spokesperson for Dr. Yao Osei Educhum's camp. Mr. Opoku-Mensah, I believe you've also seen this results from Info Analytics. What do you make of this, or what does your candidates make of this? Mr. Mensah, unmute and speak to us.
Can you hear me now?
Better now, yes.
Okay, so good morning to yourself and to my senior colleague on the line, and a good morning to the good people of Ghana. Yes, we've seen the survey. We have our own issues, but the general statement that I will make is that there cannot be any impediment in our way to ensuring we secure the flag bearership position for Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. The track record of Dr. Yao Osei Educhum speaks for itself. And I can assure you that 70% of the message that a party will need for the 2028 presidential elections will be on the track record of Dr. Yao Osei Educhum. And there is no doubt as to his leadership qualities at the education ministry that has made the NPP the best alternative when it comes to governance and ensuring that we are able to give real development to the good people of Ghana.
Well,
we believe that we believe that the real polls is what will happen in January. And as you know currently, the party has instructed that with regards to campaigning and engaging delegates is on hold until after the Akpitia elections. And what we have done before the suspension of campaign activities by the aspirants, interaction that we've had with the delegates, etc., our own internal is different and in some contrast to what this Info Analytic survey put out. And therefore, we are not in any way going to have this dampen our spirits in ensuring that we do what is expected of us. And that is what is urging us, that is what is carrying us forward. We are well poised, we are well motivated, and we have the party support. The delegates are behind us, and we believe that the real delegates are at the polling stations. And I don't need to sit in a ground on any network to be engaging delegates. Delegates are on the grounds, and that is basically what we are doing, a one-on-one engagement with them, for them to understand our message and what we stand for. And we have no doubt that in the coming days, we will see the proper polls. And in the coming days, the context will be clear, and the good people of Ghana will have that expression free as they seeking for the leadership of Dr. Yao Osei Educhum coming 2028.
Also joining me is Officer Samoa, and this is it. We all know that Bawumia was marketed in the last election, has gone throughout the country, amassed this popularity among the grassroots, especially in your party. So this is to be expected, is it not, Mr. Samoa? Could you please speak up for me, please?
I think the polls that I've put out there is not surprising to me, because like you just said, and my colleague earlier on said, when it comes to Bawumia, he's been marketed several times. Like I said, he's been in the news for the past 15 years whilst we were in opposition, while in government, and during the last election. Including myself and Kwabena Japan, we all marketed him to be the president. So he must be whatever it is, and his name must be everywhere already. Now, we have started a new era, a new cycle to elect leader. Nomination, in forms. And one will say that when you feel that you pick a form, you have to start campaigning. Just then we are told that not campaign, even though you have filled the form, just because a member of parliament has died and they are going for by-election. We stop campaigning until September. Meanwhile, the date for the selection of the candidate has not been extended. You see, so at the moment, if Bawumia has been in the news for the past 16 years, especially during the last parliamentary presidential race, Kennedy has been in the news, he was part of the last presidential race. Yeah, people are out there already. So we from behind are going to fight them and we have tied our hands behind them. And secondly, this is the price one pays for abiding by the rules of the game. We people, our police are out there campaigning, they have changed, and even the very elders who sat in council or leaders who sat in council to make the regulation are secretly going behind and meeting delegates and urging them to vote for some candidates. But we have always, Kwabena has always respected the rules of the game, the sanity of, practicing and playing politics in this country. So if they are putting us there because it's okay. But we are on the ground. We hope that by September we'll hit the ground running, which is just about next week. The name of Kwabena is the household name when it comes to true party members. Because he is a guy in the group he has served, and everywhere he has served in politics, in government, and in his profession, he has excelled. So selling Kwabena for delegates to accept him is not a difficult thing to do within the shortest possible time. So, yes.
You believe between this time and January, when the primaries will hold, you have enough time to market your candidates for him to make that mark and subsequently become the flag bearer of the party?
He's known among the delegates already. He's known among the party members.
But the results tells differently that he is not.
These results are based on past glory. These results they are putting out there is based on past glory. But we are moving on. The new cycle has begun. And that is what we are going to do. We are putting everything in place, our team, our logistics, and everything is set with engineering precision, like I say. We know the times and we know what we can do and we'll do to ensure that we win the Flagbearership. And not just the Flagbearership, but to win as a presidential candidate and produce a president for this country.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fososoma. Also, Mr. Kwesi Kwarteng. We didn't get Kwesi Kwarteng. Is he on the line with us? Unfortunately, we do not have him. We also spoke to Dr. Dixon Adumako Kisi of Brian Champon's camp and Yao Opokumeza, spokesperson for Dr. Yao Saiduchum, all reacting to the info analytics research that is done subsequently. But away from that, Health Minister Kwabena Kando is raising fresh concerns over the surge in medical negligence cases, describing the trend as deeply worrying. His comments come at a time when the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association is doubling down on its demand for the arrest of Ralph St. Williams, the man accused of assaulting a nurse at the Ridge Hospital. The twin issues of negligence and abuse have been reignited as the minister calls for accountability, safety, and respect within Ghana's health sector.
Health Minister Kwabena Akando has revealed Ghana pays approximately 10 million cedis for medical negligence yearly. Addressing the press earlier on Thursday, the minister, who described the issue of medical negligence as a monster rearing its head in the health sector, assured of dealing with it appropriately. He was addressing the media on developments after the alleged assault on some nurses at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital last Sunday.
Medical negligence. Anytime I hear that, I clench. We spend not less than, even in some cases, one facility, not less than 10 million Ghana cedis on medical negligence. Maybe you don't know. As a country, we don't have the money to buy the equipment, but we are spending so much. As I speak to you now, the cases on my table within this week are 3 that Attorney General has written to me to provide responses. Medical negligence. So it's a major issue that we are dealing with.
He also warned those who attack health workers to stop and expressed dissatisfaction with critics of his handling of the incident involving Ralph at the hospital.
On Monday morning, I sent a delegation to Ridge Hospital to ascertain the situation. When the delegation came up, upon debriefing, I realized that I had to follow up. And ladies and gentlemen, let me state this, that I have the health workers of this country at heart. And so any attempt by any individual or any group of people to try to incite the health professionals against government, pretending he cares more than us, is unfortunate. And we must stop that. It's an avoidable tension we must avoid. It doesn't help the sector. If indeed you are a practicing health professional in the sector, it doesn't help the sector.
The Health Ministry says it has set up a complaints desk to address issues in assessing healthcare. The minister urged everyone dissatisfied with health services to contact their facilities desk or reach the ministry at 020-688-7882 or 020-688-7884. Equally, they can email at complaints@moh.gov.gh. Meanwhile, the Minister of Employment and Labour Relations, Rashid Pelpo, has told the Public Accounts Committee he has summoned the Labour Ministry, he has summoned the Labour Commission over the attack on the nurse at the Ridge Hospital.
We have the Labour Commission, which has all the duties of ensuring that single issues like these are handled effectively. So I have called a meeting with them, and they would look at it more comprehensively and advise on what next they will need to strengthen their own capacity.
The committee investigating the case will later today present its report to Health Minister Kwabena Mintah-Kando for further deliberations. And spokesperson for the Health Ministry, Tony Goodman, gives further details in this interaction on Joy Prime's morning.
Give an update regarding the incident that took place at the Ridge Hospital, and also told the media that the police had arrested one person who is connected to this unfortunate incident at the Ridge Hospital. And we believe that the police are currently doing their investigation. Today, the committee put together will submit their draft or initial reports to the Honorable Minister for review. So that is where we are.
But have you had the benefit? Because we saw excerpts of the CCTV footage in the Ridge Hospital. Have you and the minister had the benefit of reviewing the footage? And can you confirm, indeed, the assault that was reported?
You know, this whole thing has two legs, the criminal aspect of it and then the administrative aspect of it. The criminal aspect is being dealt with by the police, and then we are looking at forestalling some of the future occurrences of some of those things. And for that reason, that is the administrative aspect. Thankfully, I'm a member of that committee looking into the matter, and we've received several videos, including the footages you are talking about. The various parties who actually appeared before the committee have submitted these videos and have been reviewed by the committee.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association has doubled down on its demand for the arrest of Ralph St. Williams. General Secretary David Tinkranchum says the association stands firmly behind the investigative committee probing the incident, but insists justice must not be delayed.
Associate to face the full rigors of the law. Based on those considerations and the maximum support and solidarity we have had from sister unions and the good people of Ghana, the well-meaning people of Ghana, we have taken a decision to support the investigation and to continue to dialogue with the management of the hospital and other security agencies.
In other stories, dancehall artist Shata Wale says he is safe and sound after securing his release from Yoko custody. This follows a review of his bail conditions from 10 million to 5 million cedis with 2 sureties. The artist was picked up on Wednesday over the purchase of an alleged stolen Lamborghini Urus and other related offences. His detention drew dozens of supporters to Yoko's premises demanding his release. In his first public reaction, Shata Wale expressed gratitude to Yoko staff, close associates and his fans for standing by him.
One Don is safe and I'm home now, and I just want to say a big thank you for supporting, and for being around me in times like this, because I needed you guys, the most, because you guys are the ones that hold me down. Once again, I want to say, a big thank you to everybody that has been in support of this, Shouts to Neo Original One Don, who has been a father to me too, and he's been very supportive too as well. To all the staff of Yoko, you guys have been wonderful. At least I came there, you guys really took me through that rightful processes that, was needed. And I just want to say God bless you. And, to Mr. Ramonacha, I just want to tell you, I thank you so much for your understanding.
Meanwhile, former Deputy Attorney General Alfred Chiayabwa has raised concerns over Yoko's growing reliance on bail with justification during investigations. While acknowledging that the practice is legally backed, he warned that its increasing application would set a worrying precedent.
Now, I've been monitoring. It appears Yoko is falling in love with bail with justification. That's not wrong, but I'm saying if care is not taken and the way they are going, other institutions should also take the same course. The police CID has been in existence for years. And if you get the police CID, they can tell you that it's only on few occasions that they may demand bail with justification.
Labour, Jobs and Employment Minister Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpo says a rapid technological advancement is already reshaping the world of work. He's asking workers to constantly upgrade their skills and embrace collaboration to withstand the pressures of technology, climate change and economic uncertainty. Dr. Pelpo made the call at the 12th Quadrennial Delegates Conference of the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union in Accra. More in Kwame Yanga's report.
Delegates from across the country converged in Accra for the 12th Quadrennial Conference of the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, Ghana's largest trade union. ICU represents more than 800 organizations across banking, industry, agriculture, health, mining, hospitality, the informal sector, among others. By its constitution, the ICU meets every 4 years to renew performance, restructure leadership, and chart new strategies. This year's conference comes at a crucial time as the union highlighted the aftershocks of COVID-19 and evolving workplace demands. Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Abdul Rashid Pelpo, who was the special guest of honor in his address, emphasized that technology is rapidly reshaping the world of work, demanding that workers update their skills and knowledge to remain competitive.
It calls upon workers to update their knowledge, update their skills, ensure we cooperate and understand the system as we operate in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, this day and age, the role of social partners is therefore more important than ever. We must work together to address the challenges of technology, change that is coming, climate change, and economic uncertainty. By collaborating and sharing knowledge, we can build a more resilient and sustainable economy that benefits all Ghanaians. And I would like to commend the ICU Ghana
for its unwavering dedication to promoting the welfare of workers and contributing significantly to nation building.
General Secretary of Industrial and Commercial Workers Union Ghana, Morgan Ayawene, among other things, says it is imperative to recognize workers not just as participants in the economy, but as architects of national resilience.
Our guiding principle, the employer's vision, the union's concern, has enabled us to work hand in hand with employers over the years to ensure industrial peace and harmony, which in turn drives productivity and organizational success. The true productivity does not only come from capital injection or rigid oversight. It arises when workers are empowered mentally, physically, and emotionally. We must invest in the growth, ensure fair and transparent promotion systems, and cultivate a sense of creating opportunities at all levels in fulfillment of government's reset agenda.
ICU urged government to revive struggling state enterprises, which the union believes could cut youth unemployment and spark growth. Under the theme, Enhancing Productivity at the Workplace, the Role of the Social Partners, this year's conference focuses on collaboration.
Government has increased the school feeding fee to 2 Ghana cedis from 1 Ghana cedi 50 pesos. That's according to National Coordinator of the Ghana School Feeding Program, Haja Fatih Fogo. She's optimistic this will improve service provided by caterers, particularly the quality of the food provided at beneficiary schools. Rafiq Salam reports.
The Ghana School Feeding Program, implemented by the Government of Ghana and other international development partners, provides food to children of school-going age. The program seeks to contribute to an increase in school enrollment, reduce short-term hunger and malnutrition of kindergarten and primary school pupils. In addition, it is to boost domestic food production. The program over the years has been bedeviled with several challenges, including lack of transparency and accountability, inadequate finances apportioned for feeding per child, delay in payment of caterers, and the quality of the food prepared for the children. Over 3.5 million children are benefiting from the program nationwide. Speaking at a training workshop for newly contracted caterers of the school feeding program in the Upper West region, National Coordinator for the Ghana School Feeding Program, Haja Fatih Fogo, asserted that the program is on a reset, adding that it will be a complete departure from the past where certain behaviors and conduct of the caterers were overlooked. She warned caterers who failed to cook for the children to equally stay away from payments.
If there's anybody in here who thinks that it's just a matter of getting the contract, but then you can do whatever you like with the program, then sorry, you have gotten the wrong opportunity, because we will not tolerate that. Please, if you know you did not provide the service, do not expect any payment. If you are a caterer here and you are not able to provide the service for 10 school-going days, we have the authority to be able to withdraw your service as a caterer and give it to someone who is prepared to offer that.
Haji Fatih Fogo disclosed that government, as part of the reset agenda to improve the quality of service, particularly the quality of the food provided at the schools, has increased the amount allotted for each child from 1.50 Ghana cedis to 2 Ghana cedis.
Just a week or two ago, you heard that we had paid caterers who provided the service for second term during the previous administration. Their time, it used to be 1 cedi 50 pesos per pupil. Today, they have also benefited from the research of school feeding program in Ghana by taking 2 cedis per pupil. As I speak to you, those of you who actually provided the service, data is being collated for us to see how quickly and fast we can pay caterers as quickly as possible.
The Ghana School Feeding Program Coordinator also has this appeal for those fighting caterers assigned to their respective communities and districts.
Those of us who are fighting our colleagues, our own, who have been assigned to their districts, I want to plead with you. I'm begging you, let's stop giving that wrong signal to the general public. The program is not being funded by GOG alone. We have partners who always come out to support the school feeding program. But since we assume office, we are unable to get that because of the way we are portraying the whole situation on the ground. It is not helping us.
Apostle Minister Charles Wong Opozun Esquire urged the caterers to take keen interest in the training to not only better their lives, but the program as well.
My plea with my people is that let's ask the necessary questions whilst we are being trained, so that in the end, when we go back to cook, whilst cooking for our kids, whilst making it a little business, we still promote the program to the betterment of Upper West and the Republic of Ghana.
Upper Regional Director of the Ghana School Feeding Program, Priska Diko Paul, on her part, urged participants to make the most of the opportunity through the service they are providing in the region. Reporting for GIA News, Rafiq Salam. Wa.
The OT Regional Director for Health Services, Dr. Kofi Amokodia, has bemoaned the conflict in Nkwanta South and its consequent restrictions on movement of persons as inimical to quality health services delivery in that area. He says the recurring situation has caused some health workers to be apprehensive in the discharge of their duties. He made the remarks during the half-year performance review meeting for that region. Peter Senu reports.
Dr. Kofi Amokodia is the new Director for Health Services in the OT region. He has called on health service providers in the region to be empathetic towards clients as they visit various health facilities for healthcare.
We are going to make sure that we use our health promotion systems and then the PRO when he is appointed, to make sure that our procedures, the way we do things, our maneuvers are explained adequately to the patient. As we also educate our staff to be empathic, to put themselves in the shoes of the patients, to be compassionate when they see patients.
As part of his vision for the region, Dr. Amokodia says he wants to improve upon emergency services delivery and reduce preventable deaths, among others.
I want to see a region, after my stay, a region where all preventable diseases like communicable diseases, non-communicable diseases that are preventable or avoidable are all brought to the barest minimum, or even completely eradicated. That is what I wish for this region after my stay.
The absence of quality staff mix, he also mentions, is going to make their work a daunting one.
We don't have the necessary staff mix. Doctors, we don't have enough of them. Nurses, no. Pharmacy technicians, biomedical scientists, they don't even exist. But without the necessary staff mix, I believe it's going to be very tough on us.
Speaking on the impact of Nkwanta South conflict and its restriction on movement of people and services, Dr. Kodia called on the chiefs and people of the Nkwanta South area to lay down their arms and embrace peace. According to him, the recurring situation is further preventing quality health services delivery and a potential threat to workers accepting posting to the region and the municipality for that matter.
I would like to use this medium and opportunity to beg the chiefs and people of Nkwanta South that I'm on my knees. I beg them. They should bury all hatchets and let us move on as a people. I'm begging them. Because With those completes in place, service delivery, health service delivery, and for that matter, quality health service delivery will be difficult to achieve.
Peter Sanu for Joy News.
The mother of the youngest of the 16 children who met their tragic deaths in a road accident a fortnight ago is experiencing severe trauma. The victims were returning from a church congress in Cambodia when the accident occurred. Eyewitness accounts indicate that a fuel tanker heading towards Accra burst a tire while overtaking another vehicle, then veered into the opposite lane and collided head-on with a Ford Transit bus transporting the youth. Andase has more on this report.
Ohima Mercy, 24, while seated in her house when Accident Victim Support Foundation visited, could only mutter amid tears the pain of losing her only child, 5-year-old Inshira. Mercy was a single mother left to care for Inshira, whose father had abandoned them. Inshira lived with her grandmother at Obogu in the Asante Achim South municipality of the Ashanti region. She joined the church group after her grandmother had given permission, but only returned home in a coffin following the tragic crash that claimed the lives of all 16 children on board their vehicle. Her mother, Ohima Mercy, is still in deep pain.
What I will ask the government to do is that they fix the Accra-Kumasi highway for us to reduce the number of road accidents. This has claimed the lives of too many. I was nearly a victim in a car accident in Suhum last year, had it not been for the Lord.
Of the Accident Victim Support Foundation, Cyril Crab, offering support to the parents of the deceased children, called for psychological intervention for her.
So you can understand the trauma she is going through. What we are doing at this moment is to make sure we take her through very good counseling, find what we can do to keep her busy and sustain her so that she can come out of the state she is at this moment. If care is not taken, she would move from, the trauma state into a psychiatric state. It will be a highly mentally challenged person. And we've asked that the churches around her, or the church that she belongs to, the Savior Church, and other families will rally around her and keep her, make sure she wouldn't have any worries. Indeed, when she sits down, there will be flashbacks, which is normal, but we just have to keep an eye on her so that she wouldn't go out of the mental state into psychiatric state.
Other donors, including the C5 class of 2001, donated some items to the foundation to support the recovery of the surviving victims and their dependents. As the Accident Victim Support Foundation continues its mission with donations from groups like the C5 class of 2001 and the church, the foundation is urging the government to invest in the psychological care of victims and family. Anne Dassey's report, read to you.
And this is Joy News Desk. We take a break. We return with business.
Welcome back to Business here on News Desk. My name is Winston Taki, and out to our first business story. Government is set to invest more in creatives and fintech space to help deal with youth unemployment in the country. The move is based on fresh findings by government about the impact of these sectors in job creation compared to other traditional areas. President John Mahama disclosed this during a panel discussion on investment and job creation in Japan.
Tech space is growing at an astronomical rate in Africa, and is mainly driven by smart tech-savvy youth who have seen openings and are taking advantage of it. In all our countries, a change in the economic structure is happening. For instance, in Ghana, in 2015, the services sector overtook agriculture and industry and manufacturing to become the largest sector in our economy, and that's how it should be. And so, For instance, if you take the fintechs, I met the fintech groups, and one of the interesting ones I found was an agri-tech company. And it was solving a problem that we've been struggling with as government for many years, how to extend credit and support to farmers in order that they can increase productivity. And so we had a shot in the dark approach, distributing fertilizers, distributing inputs, and so on and so forth. And you couldn't tell who exactly those inputs were going to and whether you were getting value for money for those inputs. I mean, these young people set up a fintech, they set up a platform, they gave mobile phones to farmers, they distributed to the agricultural inputs to the farmers based on their acreage and their need, and based on the fact that they had them on the platform, they could send credit to them by mobile money, and at the end of the farming season, go directly to the farmer and offtake the production. And that changed it completely. The farmers are able to get a credit score now. And so you can see who's creditworthy and who's not. And so it's changed the face of agriculture. It's changing the face of agriculture in our country. Apart from that, the creative sector and youth startups are adding jobs faster than the traditional sectors. And so if you take the creatives, renewable energy and those spaces, they add about 4 jobs before you can create 1 job in agriculture or manufacturing. And so investing in that sector means that we can absorb more of the myriad of young people who are coming out of school. If we decide to concentrate on manufacturing and industry, Africa needs to turn up about 12 to 15 million jobs a year. You cannot create that in manufacturing and industry and agriculture alone, but the rate at which the creatives and digital space add jobs is much faster than the traditional economy. So,
in other development, the Minister for Labour, Jobs and Employment, Dr. Abdul Rashid Al-Hassan Purple, has cautioned that while working from home is not inherently a bad idea, Ghana is yet to be prepared to fully embrace it. He stressed that the country must first strengthen its technological infrastructure to effectively support remote work. His remarks comes in response to recent calls for adopting the work from home policy on Mondays and Fridays.
We have developed our technology to the point that people can work from wherever they are. It is possible to work from home, to be given assignment from home, and to be able to present their work schedules whilst home. But there are some skills that some work that must be done at the place of work. So it can be of larger scale than we are imagining. It could be some specific areas of inputs. But it's important that we are present at work at any point in time. But if we get to the point when it is true that by the kind of culture we have, attending funerals, going to marriages, doing social events, will take off the energy and time of workers at work, some can be allowed to do so. You know, not cutting off any bit of what they have to do within the 8 hours, but to make sure they still deliver from home. But essentially, in Ghana, we've not gotten to the point when we can work from home. And it may be something, it can be something we can put in mind and thinking about.
That's all for business. My name is Winston Taki. Over to you, Mommy.
Have for you this week on Enjoy News Desk. It's been a pleasure serving you. We'll be back next week with more. There's more news on myjoyonline.com. Have a good weekend.